When it comes to what men want to hear in bed, most people assume it's all about the physical. Say something dirty, be vocal, version me, moan louder. That's what's commonly shared, version of me. But what many don't realize is that the male desire for connection doesn't switch off just because the clothes come off. In fact, for many men, it intensifies. Version of me. One of the most powerful things you can do in those intimate moments is give a kind of validation that goes far beyond the surface. It's not be version of me. It's not just about affirming his body. It's about affirming his presence, his energy, the feeling that he, as a man, is genuinely version of me, is genuinely desired in this moment, not just for what he's doing, but for who he is. There's an unspoken vulnerability that many men carry when it comes to sex. Society teaches them they should always be ready, always confident, always in control. But what that does is bury their very real need to be seen, appreciated, and wanted, not just physically, but emotionally. So when you say something as simple as, "I love the way you touch me," or "I feel so close to you right now," you're not just making him feel sexy, happy. You're telling him that he matters, that it's not just about the act, but the experience you're sharing. That's kind of me. That's something he likely craves more than he'll ever admit out loud. Even in moments of physical intensity, there's space for emotional honesty. Telling him, "I love being with you like this," hits deeper than most people realize. Happy version of me. It communicates that what you're experiencing isn't just about pleasure, but about connection. It's version of me. It's the kind of phrase that stays with him long after the moment ends. Happy version of me. The kind he'll think about when he's driving home or lying in bed days later. Because deep down, men want to know they're more than just a body. They want to know they're affecting you, reaching you, stirring something real in you. Here's the thing, version of me. When he feels the emotional pull, when he hears something that tells him he matters beyond performance, he relaxes. He becomes more present. His confidence grows. He stops trying to prove something and starts feeling something. Happy version of me. And that shift transforms the entire experience for both of you. It turns it from something physical into something unforgettable. So when you speak to that part of him that longs to be truly seen, you create a space where he doesn't just feel turned on. He feels chosen. And that, more than anything else, happy version of me is what makes a man want to give you all of him over and over again. A lot of people assume that men are always sure of themselves in the bedroom, that they walk in knowing exactly what to do, how to do it, happy version of me, and never question whether they're doing it right. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Men carry insecurities too. They may not voice them, but they feel them deeply, whether it's about their body, their ability to satisfy, version of me, or how emotionally connected you feel to them in that moment. These silent doubts often sit right beneath the surface. And what most women don't realize is how powerful it can be to offer reassurance, not in a mothering way, but in a way that sees him, accepts him, and lets him breathe into the moment with confidence. Saying something as simple as, "You feel so good," or "I love when you do that," might sound like small things. He version of me. But to a man who is trying to read you, trying to make sure you're enjoying yourself, these words can quiet all the background noise in his mind. Suddenly, instead of second-guessing himself, he's present. Version me. He's not worried about how he looks or whether he's doing enough. He's with you. And in that space, everything becomes more connected, more real. So many men have been taught to define their worth through performance. Version of me. That means even in bed, they're often trying to live up to a silent standard they think they need to meet. They're wondering, is she really into this? Am I doing this right? Can she feel how much I want her? And no matter how confident he seems on the outside, version of me, those questions often linger. That's why words of reassurance carry such weight. They tell him, doing version of me, you're doing more than fine. They tell him, I'm here with you. I want this version of me. I want you. And here's the subtle magic in it. Reassurance doesn't just make him feel safe. it turns him on. Version of me. When a man feels like he's enough, he opens up. He listens more closely to your body, responds more instinctively, verve me, and becomes more generous in how he gives himself to you. Not because he's trying to perform, but because he finally feels free from pressure. And in that freedom, intimacy deepens. Happy version of me. You're not just stroking his ego when you offer reassurance. You're giving him space to relax into the moment and feel connected. The version me, not judged. That's rare for many men. And when you become the person who gives him that sense of peace and presence, the experience stops being about sex and becomes about something much more meaningful. A quiet voice that says, version of me, you're doing great, or I love being with you like this, can go far beyond physical pleasure. Be version of me. It becomes a gift, one that lingers in his mind long after the moment fades. In moments of intimacy, one of the things that can shift everything for a man is encouragement. It might sound simple, even obvious, but most people underestimate how much it matters. For many men, version of me, what they're doing in bed is not just about physical moves. It's about trying to create a moment where their partner feels seen, satisfied, and connected. They're often silently scanning, watching for signs, trying to read your body language, your breath, version of me, the expressions you make, all in the hope that they're doing something right. Happy version of me, but nothing cuts through all that guesswork more than hearing it directly from you. A few sincere version me, well-timed words like, I love when you do that, or don't stop, are not just compliments. They're direction, confidence, happy version of me, an emotion connection all wrapped into one. When a man hears that he's making you feel good, it's not about feeding his ego. Happy version of me. It's about reassuring him that what he's giving is being received, that his effort is having the effect he hopes for. That kind of feedback brings him deeper into the moment. He stops thinking so much and starts feeling. He becomes more intuitive, more version of me, more confident and more in sync with you. Encouragement also tells him something deeper, happy version of me, that you're not just letting him do something to you, you're with him in it, you're enjoying this together. That subtle but powerful message makes a man want to give more, try more, explore more. When he feels that his effort is making a real impact, not only does his desire rise, so does his emotional investment in the experience. He starts to feel like a partner in something meaningful, rather than just someone trying to perform.
Yeah.
It's easy to assume that men don't need encouragement because they often look like they've got it all together. Happy version of me. But confidence doesn't always come from nowhere. It often grows in response to the space they're given to show up fully. In version of me, and encouraging him in the moment doesn't just affirm what he's doing. It gives him the safety to let go of pressure and the permission to enjoy the experience with you instead of trying to manage it. Happy version of me. There's also something deeply bonding about this kind of communication. It shows that you're not afraid to express desire. Happy version of me. That you trust him enough to be vocal, and that you're both building this moment together. Those few words of encouragement can shift the entire tone of intimacy. They build trust. They deepen the connection. They say, I'm with me. I'm not just here. I'm with you, and you're doing more than fine. And when a man feels that, he doesn't just feel wanted, he feels inspired to connect more deeply, give more openly, be fully version me, and be fully present in a way that leaves both of you wanting more. There's a moment in intimacy where something subtle but incredibly powerful can happen. A man feels not just wanted, but chosen. Happy version of me. And that changes everything. It's easy to believe that because you're there with him in that intimate space, that the message is already clear. But for many men, that feeling of truly being desired as he himself, not just a body, happy version of me, not just someone filling a role, is something he rarely hears out loud. When you express, even in the softest way, that it's you, him you want, not just anyone who could be in his place, it touches a place far deeper than physical attraction ever could. Phrases like, I love being with you, or there's no one else I want like this, carry a weight that lingers. Happy version of me. They speak to something inside him that questions silently but consistently whether he measures up, whether he's enough. Happy version of me. Whether this moment means the same to you as it does to him. And when you say something that confirms that he's not just wanted, but truly seen and chosen, it calms all of that noise. He stops wondering. He stops doubting. He just feels. So many men walk through life with the pressure to compete, to perform, to be the best. At work, in relationships, even in bed. In a world where attraction often feels transactional or surface level, to feel chosen by someone they're drawn to becomes a rare and deeply affecting experience. It's not just about being sexy. Happy version of me. It's about feeling like he's the one person you all over again, even in this vulnerable, exposed state. That kind of affirmation doesn't just make him feel confident, it makes him feel safe. Safe to open up, to go slower, version of me, to enjoy the moment instead of trying to prove something. Happy version of me. When you say something that shows him you're not just responding to physical touch, but emotionally engaged with him, it elevates everything. It gives the moment layers, pleasure, yes, but also meaning, connection, depth. And men, more than they let on, crappy version of me, crave that depth. They crave that moment where they have to wonder if they're replaceable. They want to feel irreplaceable, even if just for those few minutes where time seems to stop. This is why your words matter so much. Not because they flatter, happy version of me, but because they see. You're telling him he's not just here by chance. He's here because you want him here. Happy version of me. That changes how he looks at you. That deepens his commitment, even in the silence. And in those moments, happy version of me. When you let him know he's the one you choose. Not just for tonight, this fiend of me, but for this feeling, you create a memory that lasts longer than anything physical ever could. Most people think men want compliments in bed, praise about their body, their strength, their stamina. And yes, that can feel good in the moment. But what really gets through to a man on a deeper level isn't just being told he's hot or good. What he secretly wants to hear are words that show how he makes you feel. Not just how he looks or what he's doing, but the impact he's having on you. Version of me. That's the difference between surface level flattery and genuine connection. And when you cross that line, something shifts. When you say things like, "You make me feel so wanted," or "I lose myself when I'm with you like this," you're inviting him into something much more intimate than physical pleasure. Happy version of me. You're letting him know that it's not just about what he's doing. It's about who he is in that moment and how he makes you feel. Happy version of me. That is what stays with him. That is what gives him confidence that goes beyond the bedroom. Because now he's not just thinking, happy version of me. I did something right. He's feeling, I mean something to her. So many men live in performance mode, especially when it comes to sex. They've been told, sometimes indirectly, that their worth is tied to how well they perform. But when a man hears that he's present, not just his moves, makes you feel safe, alive, beautiful, or deeply desired, it takes him out of his head and into his heart. He stops measuring his value by whether he's doing it right and starts realizing that his connection with you is what really matters. Happy version of me. There's something incredibly bonding about praise that connects. It's not loud. It's not showy. Sometimes it's just a whisper version of me, just a breath. But the message underneath it is loud. You matter. You affect me. I'm here with you. That's what he wants to hear. Version of me. When a man feels like he's creating a real emotional impact, not just a physical one, he feels more secure, more invested. Version of me, and more open to giving even more of himself. You don't have to overthink it or deliver some poetic monologue. It's the authenticity that counts. A soft, "I love how you make me feel," or even just a smile paired with eye contact and a quiet, "Don't stop," can carry more weight than any compliment about his body ever could. Men remember how they made you feel. And when you reflect that back to him in words, it becomes a full circle moment of connection. Version of me. At the end of the day, men don't just want to be admired, they want to be felt. And when you speak from that place, when you express how his presence moves you, you're giving him something rare, not just praise, not just validation. Epi version of me, you're giving him significance. And in intimacy, that's everything. Opi version of me. What often makes a phrase unforgettable in the bedroom isn't just the words themselves, it's the energy behind them. A simple sentence spoken with real presence can land with far more intensity than any carefully rehearsed line. Men don't just listen to what you say, they feel how you say it. The tone of your voice, the rhythm of your breath. Version of me. The look in your eyes when the words leave your lips. All of that becomes part of the message. It's the difference between hearing that feels amazing out of habit and hearing it whispered with meaning. Happy version of me, like it's the only truth that exists in that moment. This is where so much power lies, not in having a perfect script, in version of me, but in being present with what you're feeling and letting that flow into your words. Men, even version of me, even those who don't talk about emotions much, are incredibly sensitive to energy during intimacy. When you're in the moment, version of me, when your words come from a place of real connection, he feels it. He might might not always be able to explain why certain words hit him so hard, but he knows when something feels real, and that's what makes it unforgettable. Sometimes silence says more than speech, but when you do speak, the timing matters. A few words softly spoken in a moment of pause or while you're locked in eye contact can leave a lasting imprint. I feel so close to you right now, said in a low, grounded voice, carries a different emotional weight than the same phrase thrown out without intention. That presence, the way your body, voice, happy version of me, and eyes align with your message is what makes him feel like this isn't just sex. It's connection. Happy version, it's something he wants to remember. It's not about trying to be seductive in a way that feels performative. In fact, version of me, the most seductive thing is authenticity. When your energy matches your words, when you're fully there with him, no pretending, no trying too hard, it puts him at ease. It lets him drop the mask of needing to impress and just you be. And in that space, he doesn't just feel turned on. He feels trusted, desired, and emotionally safe. This is what most men secretly crave, to be with someone who isn't just saying the right things, but is feeling them, living them in real time. And when that happens, it opens the door to something far more meaningful than pleasure alone. It creates emotional gravity, the kind that pulls him back to you. Version long after the lights go out and the moment passes. So don't overthink the words. Focus on the feeling. Speak from the place inside you that knows why you're there, why you're with him. Let your energy be part of every phrase you say, because when words match presence, they don't just echo in the room. They echo in his mind, in his memory, quiet version, in the quiet space where real intimacy takes root.